Hey guys, and welcome to Film Artsy. And the Marvel Cinematic Universe has a history of hiding a ton of really awesome secrets in the movies that exist in this realm and series. And along the way, Spider-Man Far From Home, the newest entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is really no different, as they've hid a ton of really cool secrets in between some scenes throughout the film. So that being said, today we're going to be taking a look at some of the best hidden Easter eggs from Spider-Man Far From Home. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Agent Romanoff, you miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
One of the first things that you will see in this film is a really clever homage to several of the writers who helped produce this film. If you look at the name of hotels or just random names that are spread out on signs, like in this picture, you can see a ton of people who were writers or production members being listed in the film. Also in this film, the 4 elemental creatures are actually real characters that were kind of inspired upon, or these elemental creatures drew inspiration from these characters that were prominent in the comic books, specifically Cyclone, Sandman, Hydro-Man, and Molten Man. Now, of course, these characters are referred to as fictional elemental beings, and it's kind of a bigger twist to Mysterio's character, but still, these are actually really cool references, and if you pay attention to some of the license plates and other little references sprinkled throughout this film, you can actually see that they're reference to the comic book equivalent where these specific heroes first appeared. A really cool nod, just confirming that these elemental creatures are inspired by these massive characters that were a part of Spider-Man's legacy for a really, really long time. This next one might not be an Easter egg as much as it's a really clever parallel, but in one of the bonus scenes from Spider-Man Far From Home, Tom Holland actually revealed that during the scene where Peter is designing his new suit, he actually rehearsed for the scene by watching the creation of the Iron Man suit from the first Iron Man film, where you see Tony Stark working and designing his various suits, and really tried his best to kind of mimic that type of acting to portray this kind of passing of the torch. It's really cool, and it's just a really cool extra note that Tom Holland added to really add some extra depth to that scene, and we really appreciate it. Another small but really obvious nod to the legacy of Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the fact that on his luggage it actually has the initials BFP. Now this is likely a reference to Uncle Ben's full name, Benjamin Franklin Parker, but technically we haven't actually seen Uncle Ben appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Tony Stark's character really kind of filled in that role. So while we don't really have an Uncle Ben that's not really Tony Stark, we still have this kind of homage to him and this reference to this character that's a pretty big catalyst for who Spider-Man is. Another really interesting reference is at the beginning of the film when we see the tribute to Tony Stark and other heroes. The character Betty Brant briefly mentions that they're moving on to a new phase of their life, but the character herself, Betty Brant, is actually a character drawn from the comics who serves as one of Peter Parker's love interests before Mary Jane Watson. So it's just kind of another reference from the comics that makes this universe feel more alive. And finally, in the post-credits scene of Spider-Man Far From Home, in the background you can see an advertisement with numbers 1, 2, 3 and the word "something big is coming" in the background. This likely is a reference to Fantastic Four coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or at least that's how we interpreted it. Could be a reference to Phase 4, but that would seem a little too obvious, but we'd love to know what you guys think. Anyways, which of these Easter eggs caught you the most by surprise? We'd really like to know what you guys think. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on for more videos like this. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
Talking?
I'm about to.
Hi everybody.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
See you guys.